looking now, major cases of GPS.
Guess the majority of this stuff is going to destroyed or something. 6 missiles. That all he had? I assume it should have been more than that. I guess the majority of this stuff is going to destroyed or something. Yeah, let's get it.
I'm looking now, major cases of GPS jamming in Qatar and other Gulf states. Iran is bombing Qatar. Let's bring in now Chief National Security Correspondent Jennifer Griffin at the Pentagon. You and I started talking about this about more than an hour ago now. Are we where your sources are telling you that we thought we'd be? Have we gone someplace that we're at least prepared to deal with?
Well, Harris, right now what we can tell from open source reporting on Twitter, you can see imagery of about what we're told from Israeli sources are 6 ballistic missiles that have been fired from Iran towards Qatar. As you know, as we discussed, the Al-Udeid base, the largest U.S. base in the Middle East, is about 40 miles from the capital of Qatar, from Doha. You can see the night skies over Doha right now, and there are explosions in the air. Some of those may be air defense missiles, Patriot missiles, trying to intercept those ballistic missiles. We have no indications of impact at this point. As you and I discussed before, there were satellite images from last week of Al-Udeid, where the U.S. normally has a large number of transport planes, refueling planes, that those tarmacs have been emptied of those warplanes. But Al-Udeid normally would have 10,000 U.S. troops based there. There have been warnings to U.S. embassy staff to shelter in place and at other embassies across Doha. We also now are learning that the airspace over UAE, the United Arab Emirates, where the United States has, the military has another large military base, that airspace has been closed. And we also understand there could be an imminent threat to U.S. troops and personnel at bases in Iraq. That, if you remember, the airspace over UAE, the United Arab Emirates, where the United States has the military shelter in place and at other embassies across Doha. We also now are learning that the airspace over UAE, the United Arab Emirates, where the United States has, the military has another large military base, that airspace has been closed. And we also understand there could be an imminent threat to U.S. troops and personnel at bases in Iraq. That, if you remember, just 5 years ago, Iran fired ballistic missiles, dozens of them, at U.S. troops in the wake of Passover.
And last night when I was scrolling through Twitter, I saw a post that was talking about how Hillary helped Iran out, and so did Obama and, Joe Biden. What the hell is going on here? Helping out with their nuclear program? How Hillary helped Iran out, and so did Obama and, Joe Biden. What the hell is going on here? Helping out with their nuclear program?
Is killing. So a lot of intelligence warnings. We brought it to you on air just a little while ago. Now it seems that those explosions are being heard over the capital of Qatar.
Well, and through your reporting, you readied us for, exactly who would be still there, and you're furthering that now to let us know who was able to get out and who's expected to be there serving right now. 6 missiles may not sound a lot to some people because
I just said that. I figured they would have shot more.
There's so much damage. And Iran reportedly has been running low on, we don't really exactly know what they have. Maybe they're not running low on precision. 6 missiles are a lot. They haven't really been precision guided. They were going into Israel. They've been hitting all those residential targets. Not saying that they didn't want to kill civilians, but a little bit more haphazard. This seems more precision.
The United States and Iran are now in peace. Ukraine and Russia are now at peace. Taiwan and China are. Iran and Israel are now in peace.
Preparing for this moment, they have been setting up air defense.
Think we'll ever get a day of all good news, but just thinking as much as Iran and Israel are now.
Also have swarming drones that could overwhelm any air defense system. So obviously, the U.S. military, U.S. Central Command has been preparing for this moment. They have been setting up air defense.
Think we'll ever get a day of all good news, but just thinking as much as Iran and Israel are now at peace. The United States and Iran are now at peace. Ukraine and Russia are and Israel are now at peace. The United States and Iran are now at peace. Ukraine and Russia are now at peace. Taiwan and China are cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would love for that to happen.
Al-Udeid would be one of the most protected bases that the U.S. has, but they also have long known that they are sitting ducks there, and so therefore, right now we have to just see if any of those ballistic missiles or cruise missiles got through.
All right, Jennifer Griffin, say where we can get you. I know you will listen to news warrants. We'll bring you back. Appreciate you. We'll be back in a moment with more Outnumber.
Hey, everyone.
I don't know why they put that at the end. The happy, we call that on the video, but I can't think of it right now. But I don't know why you put that happy advertisement after that. Hey, everyone, make sure you tune in. I don't think anyone believes. After you said, it's not peace. If it would be peace, it's something. I can. It's something. Okay, we're trying to say. I see you. Trump already won. Like I said, this is video. I see you. Get off. I see you. Trump already won. Like I said. So it's time for peace. We already. I don't think anyone believes. After you said, it's not peace. If it would be peace, you know what I mean? I didn't think so. Okay, I know what you're trying to say, sir. I don't. That's good. Close. You're trying to say what you think about.
That's much more horrible than what I had done, in the first third of Jaws.
Wow, that's a coincidental. I said all the horrifying things, and then he comes in and says that. That's a coincidental.
I just didn't like it. It was too bloody, and I thought it was in bad taste, so I cut it out.
In 1974, a young director filmed the...
It's a coincidental. Alright, we'll end it on there.